I'm Dave. And I'm Joe. And we're the twins that founded Coldest. We started this company in Naples, Florida. And sharks, it gets so hot out there. And so we wanted to create the coldest things to help you stay colder longer. How cold, Dave? This much colder! We embarked on a journey to create the coldest products ever. This is our water bottle. We tested this bottle against 50 plus of the largest hydration brands out there and designed it to stay cold for up to 36 plus hours long. With thoughtful design features such as this non-slip rubber bottom, it's 100% leak-proof, and we're not just a hydration company. We wanted to create the coldest everything store. So we designed and developed the coldest pillow because I was sick and tired of sleeping sweaty at night. We also designed and developed the coldest dog bed and the coldest dog bowl because dogs like to sleep cold too. We're seeking $600,000 for 2% equity in our business. What do you say, Shark?
Ice cold.
Who wants to get burned in an avalanche of cash and join us on expanding the universe of Coldest?
Oh my gosh.
All right. Hopefully they'll all be laughing once they start talking about the numbers here. Welcome back, super entrepreneurs, to another Shark Tank Biz pitch review. I'm Joe Pardo. We break down the pitches, the business, the life and the science and the things behind it, and life experiences and business experiences and all that here on this channel. That's what I do. 600,000 for 2%. That is a tall order. That's the second one on the show, right? We had Psionic looking for $1 million for 2%. I mean, if you're gonna go big, right? Now, when I was pulling up the websites for this, now we're gonna go through the websites and the social media as well as a mistake or issue with one of their social media pages. This is the second one in the same night. I don't know what's going on, but you guys got to get this fixed. We'll take a look at it at the end. The YouTube channel came up, and I'm like, oh my goodness! I swear I have seen it's for their coldest gallon, 1 gallon. It was like a 4-year-old video, but I swear I've seen this video not that long ago. I wasn't sure. Like it took me a little while. Now it's 11:30. It's probably set 20 minutes trying to find an email. I'm pretty sure I had a conversation or some exchanges or something with either Dave or Joe, or maybe it was somebody else that was pointing me in the direction of Coldest well before ever knowing that Coldest was going to be on Shark Tank. But I couldn't find it. I know I've seen this video in that YouTube channel. So I don't know if I just can't find the comment that was left on the channel, or if it was a message on like Instagram or something. I just could not find it. So Dave and Joe, feel free to reach out. You know, I always pitch at the end, but I'm talking about it right now. So feel free to come on the channel. It'd be great to have you for an interview. But wow, coldest pillow. I could get behind that. I'm one of those flip the pillow over in the middle of the night people, not because it's like I'm sweaty, but just because cold feels better. And you know, you flip it and you get the cold side of the pillow. Sometimes I'll have to flip it multiple times back and forth before I finally get to like the right spot with the right temperature, ready to go to bed. So I might be interested in the coldest pillow. The coldest 1 gallon, I mean, look, I'm an LTT store water bottle kind of guy. It works. It does the job. It stays hydrated. I don't know that it does 36 hours of coldness. I do wish it kind of had a rubber ring around the bottom, but it's not the end of the world. I wonder if there's something to that as far as helping keep the cold inside and giving some separation to the like whatever surface it's sitting on, and the room temperature-ness of that surface affecting the rest of the cup. So yeah, so then dampening that. But anyway, let's see how the Sharks take in the numbers when we talk about 600,000 for 2%. Again, stick around to the end. Website, social media for them, as well as featuring one of your comments from down below at the end of the video.
Wow, what do we got here?
Yes. What do we have?
So that's a limitless series. It comes with 3 lids that are fully insulated, and it stays cold 36 plus hours.
Tell us about you guys. It sounds like an interesting story.
So my parents are both immigrants. My dad's from Jordan, and my mom's from the Philippines. They're both engineers, and so our entire life, like, we thought engineering was the only route to go into.
They tricked you, huh?
They tricked us. And every day, I'd listen to business podcasts. Because me and Joe, we've always been obsessed with business our entire life. I had these side hustles. They were software businesses, building websites for other clients. So we knew how to build brands, but all of our side hustles, they kept on failing. But every single one of them, we've learned like a really cool lesson along the way. And then 2015 came, and that's when Coldest begun. And so I had $14,000 saved up. It was all my money, and I put it into the Coldest. The Coldest Water was what it was initially called. I finally chose a factory. I sent them the money, all 14,000. It was 4,000 water bottles. And my older brother looks at me, and he's like, do you really think you're gonna sell 1,000 water bottles? You know how competitive that market is? And I looked at him, you're right. And so I messaged the factory. I'm like, we need to cancel that order. And she responds back in like a few minutes, we can't cancel the order. It's too late. Your order's already on the factory line. And then 2 years later, we're doing about 900K in revenue.
Okay, so what happened with the $1,000?
Yeah, you just casually threw that out there.
We'll get into the numbers shortly.
Yeah, but
What happened to that order? That one
first order.
order?
Yeah, 1,000 bottles.
They sold out. They sold out.
And how long? You're horrible pitchers. In what period of time did that sell out?
I would say it was probably within the first 5 months. We initially started on Amazon. We're a pure Amazon play digital e-commerce D2C company. In
Hold on a second. I don't know that that's the case. Like, one of the things about storytelling, speaking, like stand-up comedians and stuff, you always leave the audience wanting more, right? And if you give them every answer to everything, they have no room to ask questions, leading them to either tune out, right, because they're getting bored, or to get to a point where it's just like they have all the answers and they've already come to a conclusion without ever giving them themselves an opportunity to second guess what they think they already know. And that's I think a very important lesson there. So I don't know if Dave did that intentionally or unintentionally, but it could have been maybe a little more smoother transition. Maybe it was a weird edit on the Shark Tank team side. It didn't seem like it, but yeah, it's something that you should think about, always leaving them wanting more.
2017, I said, let's start up an alliance. You create the best, coldest product, and I'll work just focusing on the marketing. And within a year, it was about 2018 now, we had hit 1 to 3 million in sales. So
we're getting the numbers here, because this is the part you asked for 600,000. That's not chump change. Give us year-by-year revenue, okay?
2017, we did 900K.
Okay.
And then 2018, we did 2.5 mil.
Yeah.
2019 is 5.9. So 2020, we hit 9.3 million.
Whoa!
Yes, we started to scale nicely.
And then?
2021 was 12.4 million.
Whoa!
It just kept on growing.
And last year?
Last year we hit 15.1 million.
I gotta ask, why are you here?
What were your profits last year?
Are you making any money on it?
Hold on. So last year was negative 400K.
You lost 400,000?
Yeah.
Why?
Our inventory, it just keeps flying out of the warehouse. Like, it sells really fast, and we keep buying a lot too. We keep buying a lot more. We're adding more colors, more SKUs. Yeah. Obviously, as you can see, we're adding more categories as well. All of our money since day one has been going back into the brand.
What is your inventory worth right now?
Yeah, it's around $2.5 million.
How many SKUs is that?
There's over 350 SKUs.
Right.
Those SKUs are over a year old and just probably not going to sell.
I know this sounds weird, but all of our stuff moves. It's just a matter of when we want to discount it and break even at that product.
And that is 2.5 retail or 2.5 meaning your cost?
It's cost.
That's that cost. So what is the average margin on here? How much does a bottle cost to make and how much you sell it for?
So that specific product retails for $55.99.
Okay.
And we get it for around $10 to $12 landed.
What do you think you're on track to do this year?
We're on track to do 22 million. Up to, that's on the lowest end. Yeah.
You
sales.
lost money last year.
Yeah.
Why is it worth $30 million?
It's worth that because our growth has just been scaling tremendously.
But the problem is you're not making money.
Well, yeah.
The way that I see this, honestly, you had a clever idea, but it's almost like you fall in love with the sales, that you get caught in that cycle of, and let's get more, and let's do more, and let's bring in more. And the problem is you're so heavily inventoried that you said yourself, you're going to sell it off to break even.
So,
A business should run where you're lean and mean. For me, it's not a model I like, so I'm sorry, I'm out.
all right.
Well, it's understandable that at this stage in the business that they would grow and continue to take chances and develop the line right out. It's not like they just started yesterday and got, oh man, we just sold $1 million in cups. So I recently watched, I forget what his name is, here on YouTube, talking about the whole business model around the whole Stanley Cup craze. Everybody wants the Stanley Cups, and even SNL getting in with their Big Dumb Cup skit, which I thought was like kind of laughable a little bit. So the thing about that is the guy who went on that became the CEO, I want to say the CEO of Stanley, was the CMO, I believe, or maybe CEO of Crocs at one point, where they did all those limited edition drops and all that stuff, and made that turns the Stanley Cup craze into what it has become, because everyone's got to have their Stanley Cup, which totally leaks. I guess it keeps it cold for some kind of thing. I don't know. I prefer this. This doesn't leak. This just goes with me everywhere, and I have a finger to hold it with. But that's just me, right? Whatever. So I'm not spending, I don't even know how much the Stanley Cups cost. But what I'm wondering is take a page from that, right? Like, how much more could you raise the price if you did limited edition cups that were tied to another brand or artist or something, right? It does kind of make me leery that they're so willing to say, well, it's just a matter of when we want to break even on our inventory. So that isn't diluting the value. I mean, you're selling a cup for $55.99. And you're like, yeah, let's knock it down to, I mean, conservatively, like $20. Why would I want to, unless I really cared about the color of the cup, because it was like some kind of radical color instead of just a black or white, a red or pink or some standard color. Why would I all of a sudden be like, why would I, like, wow, like I could, it's $56 for the one and then $20 for the other. Well, guess what? I'm going with the other color every time. I'm a guy who owned a Tangerine Scream Focus ST at one point, a 2014 Focus ST. Look it up. I love the color. My wife did not care for the color at all. I loved it. I thought it was cool and stood out, and it still actually does stand out when I see them drive around and stuff like that. Couldn't stand the car for the most part once I actually got into it, and was there were a lot of problems with that car, but fun, neat, stood out. So 2.5 million is a lot. I feel like you should be finding ways to push the product without having to necessarily discount it so much that people are just like, sure, I'll just add another cup to my my cup cabinet. There was a funny guy, I don't know, somebody I just stumbled upon it on like Instagram, made a whole skit about the Stanley Cup being pushed to the back of the cup cabinet, and it was like all the different, the Yeti cup and the, I don't know, all the other big cup brands that all of a sudden everybody had to have at some point or another, and can't just, I mean, find their LTT store cup and kind of live with it for, you know, more than 6 months or whatever the craze ends up being.
Thank you for your feedback, Lauren. So,
Dave, what percentage of your sales do you spend on advertising?
a lot. So last year we did almost 3.3 million in advertising.
Whoa.
Wow.
So guys, you guys are a marketing company, right?
Correct.
But in order to be a great marketing company, there's got to be science behind it. There's got to be more than just, let me just try some ads on Amazon. Because while I get that you're trying to scale, right? If you really want to scale to be a household name, you've got to be the best at analytics for advertising. I don't see that from you guys, so I'm out.
Look, you've got the growth. You're starting a business from zero. You're going to do 20 million. I mean, that's incredible. But I still don't understand why you're losing money. So it was definitely cold. It wasn't very hot. I'm out.
Why do you believe that the inventory is a plus? I mean, because one of the biggest things that slowed FUBU down was when we were doing, $400 million a year. Well, with broken boxes, broken sizes, styles that people don't like, it starts to add up, right? And that is your profit. You're headed down a road that I do not want to join you on. I think is a very dangerous road. Be careful. I'm out.
So we're willing to go up to 10% equity.
I thought your presentation absolutely sucked until I heard the sales. Yeah, and that,
Whoa. All right, hold on. Before we go down to Mr. Wonderful, I mean, that's a great point. When you have dead inventory, it just, I say everything has to pay rent. You pay for the square footage of a warehouse, or even cubic square foot, right? Because you can go up and as well as left, side to side, up, down, left, right. You pay for that, and everything you put in that space has to pay for the rent, the square footage that it takes up in either pleasure or necessity, right? So if you're not selling it, it needs to be there for a really good reason. It doesn't have to just be inventory, but the idea is that you cut out as much as you can of the stuff that doesn't sell to make room for the stuff that does sell. I do feel like if they went to maybe they're doing some limited drops and things like that. I haven't really dug into their website. But if you do things like that, you could probably get away with doing some pre-sales of things and kind of, work it that way where you're not necessarily committing to $2.5 million is a lot of inventory. I mean, you're doing, what are they gonna? They think they're gonna do 22 million this year. So if you round it, you're again like 10 turns on the inventory. I mean that is pretty good. I mean really great actually. So I don't know that it's, I don't know what they're paying for rent and stuff like that as far as their warehousing costs and all that. But I mean 3.3 million in marketing is a lot. You would, I feel like you should, at some point, you should be seeing like the marketing should be working in a way that you don't have to market as much or as often to get the same kind of return, because you're flooding it so much that you gotta, it becomes a household name kind of thing. I don't know that that's going to happen here with or what they had hoped with the Shark Tank splash, but it's tough. It's tough. Yeah, I mean, look, and I'm surprised the Sharks didn't bring that up. That 2.5 is a lot, but if they're projecting 22 million for the year, like you need inventory. That's actually not that bad.
because to me it was another water bottle guy, please. I've seen so many water bottle guys. The challenge is return of capital on your deal, because you're not worth 30 million bucks. I definitely have to have a royalty on this to get my capital back. And you can get a little better at how you're spending. Here's the deal. I want 7% equity. I give you the 600,000. I want $2.25 an order until I make back 3 million on the 600. Then the royalty goes away, and I ride the pony on the 7%.
We're not super interested into a royalty deal, but what we would be interested.
Well, you should get super interested, because it's the only offer you have right now. Here's the deal. I want 7% equity. I give you the $600,000. I want $2.25 an order until I make back $3 million on the 600. Then the royalty goes away, and I ride the pony on the 7%.
We're not super interested into a royalty deal, but what we would be interested
Well, you should get super interested because it's the only offer you have right now.
Yeah, so what if we offer this counter? If we pay you back 1.5x of what you're offering, say 600K, we'll give you 900K in 3 to 5 years.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
whatever
so
you guys do.
uninteresting.
It's a guaranteed payback.
Oh, I fell asleep on that one.
There is zero chance of that happening. I mean, this is the guy who talks about his dollars going again, talking to him before they get on the bus. So, when am I going to see you again, Daddy? Blah blah blah. Like that. I mean, that was a classic line from Kevin, right? And yeah, for him to send $600,000 as a loan and get 900,000 back in 3 to 5 years, like that's not like super strong commitment. It's also not. It's also kind of telling of like you're gonna do 22 million this year, right? So maybe you should find better ways of spending the monies, and then you won't need 600,000. Like 600,000 is a lot of money, but not that much money when you're talking about 22 million in sales. You gotta find better ways of marketing it, as the Sharks had also mentioned.
You're gonna make 50% more than what you're investing today.
No, but
Where else
listen,
can you
guys,
do that?
I put up 600,000. I can't buy a watch with what you're offering me, okay? That's no good. I'd rather just take the 600 and buy a watch right now. Like, you have to think in terms of how many watches can I get out of your deal? That's what I'm thinking about. What's wrong with my offer? It's so reasonable.
So the 7% for 600, it's definitely on the very low end. Longer
Think
term
of the
builders.
You offer
opportunity here for your
10%.
brand. He has the coldest heart of any human being.
I have total respect for what you've done in growing revenue. That's impressive. There's a lot of fine-tuning you can do to make that more profitable.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you're doing the best job in terms of digital spend right now. The only guy you have left is Mr. Wonderful. Last offer, 5% equity, $225 in order till I get back $3 million, and then I ride the equity with you. Or what do you want to do?
You were gonna go 10. I think
We'd
that's
like to counter
fine.
for 1.5 million for 5% equity, and at like the 3-year mark, if you wanted to get out, you could give us the equity back, and we would pay you out at 1.5 times.
They're getting closer.
I'm falling asleep again. That's not the offer I made.
So Kevin,
We don't like the royalty deals. Yeah, we didn't like the royalty.
yeah, they need all the cash they can get.
We got to figure out what makes sense for the brand.
What makes
and-
sense
and
for
we're
the
also
brand is
looking
me
for-
giving you 600,000 under the terms I just dictated.
I mean, I think the better question is, what do they plan on doing with 600,000? Again, it's not like they're not going to turn cash. What are they gonna do? Buy more inventory? I mean, they're already getting 10, near 10 turns out of that. So, more marketing money? I don't know. It doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense. Even giving up 2%. I mean, giving up 2% doesn't really seem like it makes a lot of sense. Again, 600,000. I don't know it's going to make that big of a change. Or if they have like another product that they're trying to do R&D for, like I could see that. I could get there, but I don't know. It doesn't seem. If they just need direction to like tell them to stop spending so much money. Hey, I'm here for you guys. I'm a Joe too, man. Let's go.
Okay, so our answer to that is no.
Tomorrow morning when you wake up, you're going to be cold.
Guys, one of my favorite sayings is, doesn't matter how many times you fail, you only have to be right one time, and then everybody can call you lucky. You both talked about how many times you failed, and you finally got your one time. Don't screw it up.
Appreciate
Make
it.
the most of it.
Good luck, you guys. Thank you so much.
Cheers. I think the Sharks are going to regret 100% that they didn't make an offer. Mr. Wonderful's going to regret that he was too greedy, and we'll just have to prove them wrong.
I don't think he was necessarily. I mean, if they could have backed it down, I mean, $3 million to be repaid is a lot for sure. Maybe closer to $2 million, 1.75. Maybe they could have found themselves a deal So, all right. So we got Saturn's Moon Purple. So they do have Sagittarius. Oh, so it's like Zodiac cups. So they got some special cups, collector's edition. Okay, if you're into that, let's see. What other? Let's see. If we go drinkware, handle bottles. You got so it's $65 for the limitless 46-ounce bottle. I like how it will fit. Like it's 46 ounces, but it'll fit into a normal cup holder, it seems. And they got the three different caps that come with it. But $65, my goodness. Seems like quite a bit. But you're getting the three different caps. So like I could see where it's like if you didn't have the three caps, maybe it's a bit 100% leak proof. I guess as long as you're using the zero. As long as you're using that one cap that looks like the sport cap. Floats in pools. We invented the coldest bottle. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. 36 plus hours cold, 13 plus hours. But hot? Is that what that means? I don't know what that means. 13 plus hours out. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it seems pretty legit. I'm kind of curious. Let's see. Can we go to the 1-star reviews? Oh, come on. Show me the 1-star reviews. What's the 1-star review say? Handle broke off after a few months. Not impressed. Attachments are awkward. They only screw on. Extremely top heavy. Well, yeah, I would imagine it would be with a small bottom like that. Handle busted off the cup entirely when it fell out of my cup holder because it's too heavy. Left jagged hooks sticking out. Hated it. Used it once and put it away. Handle's poorly made. I wonder. These are all like a month ago, so this isn't even that long ago. Talking about the ice melted overnight. Do not get this product. Not worth the money. I have a reduced cup that keeps my drink colder longer and only paid $25. Bottle and drops. I mean, obviously there's like, let's see what does a 3-star review look like? Only one time. Only time I've been disappointed. I love my other products. I got if it's driving. The handle is loose. So it seems like they have some quality control issues or something going on with the handle. Hopefully they're working on getting that fixed, and hopefully they have reached out to these people that have. I mean, it's hard to get people to write reviews in general, as we've seen on this channel, and with almost 1,100 reviews. That's saying something. You definitely want to make sure you are taking care of those people that have had those issues, especially when you're spending $65 on a cup. Seems like they have some electrolyte mix or something like that. They have coffee and bedding. I'm curious, how much is the pill? The pillow is $80. I mean, if it's actually the coldest pillow ever and stays cool, I almost wonder, like, I'd be interested in so like a pillow with like a built-in fan or something that's like actively moving air through the pores of it to keep it cool. It says it's the Pillow V3. I thought it just said that it was the 2nd generation now. Where's that? Oh yeah, Coldest Pillow 2.0, but it's the Pillow version 3. So maybe the 2 wasn't the 2. Let's see. Oh, there's 398 reviews. I mean, I'm gonna ding the bell for these reviews. That's pretty awesome. Let's check out what's the 1-star reviews like. Not so much. Well, it is cool to the touch. However, within 10 seconds, put my head down. It was no longer cool, and it's bigger than a standard size queen pillow. Not a pillow. Apparently, Coldest and I have very different ideas of exactly what a pillow or what exactly is a pillow. When I first opened the pillow, I waited a while expecting it to expand, but it never did. I wonder if that was like a defect or something. It just was I think Coldest makes some great products. I use the 36 water bottle all day, every day, but the pillow missed the mark by miles. It not cold at all. Don't buy this pillow; it's a waste of money. Okay, let's check out the 3-star reviews. Okay, not good or great, not firm enough. That's a preference thing. Pillow's comfortable, adjustable. I'm really curious, like, because I want a reason to like the pillow. I want a reason to get the pillow. That's what I want. Pillow is not very firm. I mean, I would prefer a firm pillow myself. Let's see, 5-star. Seems great. Best pillow ever. Coldest dual core pillow, and I love it. But no, all right. But what I want to see is dream sleep. Okay, but like, where's the person saying, I put my head on the pillow and with, for 15 minutes, it stays cool? 12 minutes, like I'm able to fall asleep with it being cold. Yeah, it's probably going to warm up over time, right? I mean, we're little like heat battery packs. We're just little heaters, especially at our heads. But I'm a side sleeper, so I picked pat the pillow from the extra foam. Not very cold, but not too hot. Very comfortable. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would like one that like I said, does that. Anyway, I clicked on their Facebook page, and it took me to the Coldest WA, and it says this content isn't available right now. But on their YouTube page, they have 38,400 subscribers, which is pretty awesome to see. It seems like they have a some kind of day in the life video series they've been doing lately. It was this video. I don't know where or when, or maybe somebody shared it to me at some point. I remember this video. I remember this, and I remember the logo here, but I can't remember where I found it or where it was brought to me. 102,000 followers over on Instagram. And, I think that the thing to remember there is like, and they said it in the show, right? $3.3 million in marketing. Well, you're spending that much and you have 102,000 followers. Keep that in mind when when your business is going through whatever it's going through at whatever stage it's at, right? And you're trying to get it ramped up. It doesn't, just because you have a ton of followers does not necessarily equate to the ability to just not have to spend money. And I also wonder how much of that was going to Google Ads, trying to capture water bottle, like people just searching for the coldest water bottle as a search term, which is also probably why it's probably the coldest water, because like I would think that's a search term. How to get your water the coldest or something to that effect. So 362 followers over on Pinterest, though the last time, it looks like about a year ago, was the last time it was posted on. And then over on TikTok, you got 380,000 followers, 584,000 likes. I actually kind of would think that the likes would be a little bit more than that. But, I mean, look, it just goes to show you can have all these followers, and it doesn't mean everything you're going to post is going to be a banger, right? It doesn't mean that everything's going to go viral. You just keep it in mind. Just keep it all in perspective, right? So, I mean, that's one of the things when you're spending money to, and I'm curious if how much of this money is going to these influencers, right? All doing these unboxings. I'm assuming these are all influencers. So and maybe even people doing reviews about this stuff. So how much of that money, 3.3 million is going to them? And meanwhile, they're posting it and 700 views. It's not nothing. It's, they're doing the sales, but they're spending a lot of money to make it happen. We're still talking about a water bottle here. So anyway, Dave, Joe, I would love to have you on the show to talk, have a conversation, interview about your Shark Tank experience, the business, and everything else in between. Just drop a comment down below, like this series of comments from Mark Steady TV, who said, pointless review, laugh out loud, laugh out loud. Come on, man. I said, I appreciate you, Mark. This is a business education channel, because that's actually what this is. And then just like an hour later, I appreciate your response. I finished watching, and I can retract my initial thought to the video. Keep at it, man. Well, Brofist right back at Brofist right back at you, Mark. I appreciate you recanting your initial comment there. Certainly means the world to me, because we're just trying to help entrepreneurs, super entrepreneurs here in the super community, and help change the world, right? And affect, and be super, meaning be the best version of yourself for everybody else, to do the best that you can for yourself and the people around you. So anyway, I appreciate you, Mark. Welcome to the super community. I'll see you in one of these 2 videos over here. Take care. Now go be super, and have a great weekend, everybody. Take care.